Oh. Still really, it's really cool, man. It's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. This thing is sick with the dirt.
Yeah, we gotta go up and get some.
We need to find a nice pit somewhere.
I mean, right, like a nice pit. Like there's gotta be some around here.
Quarry, when we go forward and then we can go on this track.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah. Yeah, we just need somewhere to open them up. And
I mean, I don't care. I'll drive.
right.
Up go.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm glad I captured that. Hi, my name is Steven, and I hope this gets uploaded. I just found it kind of funny that, oh, there's a car behind me. For the longest time, I mean, I did a few TikToks, but I'm just recording, trying to document things really for my own benefit and wanting to share. I like to share and talk to people and stuff. But anyway, I'm not using the selfie camera, so I don't know how I look. I think I went the wrong way, too. There's a way to enter the Blue Trail. Anyway, I'm at Sleeping Giant, and that was a bunch of guys with cars. But I just found it funny. My first ever short as I'm rehearsing, I'm like, oh, it's just these cars. And I'm just letting it go. And then at the last second, typical me, I'm like, oh, well, I'm like, I have to critique and analyze. Like, instead of making it about me, I'm making it about this. But luckily it cut me off. But that means I pretty much failed. But I wasn't trying to make a video I just was trying to record something cool and upload it. And then I noticed something. But when I noticed it, it's like, well, now you made it about you instead of a car. So, anyway, I kind of did it again near the end there, but sounded like they were going to lunch anyway, so I might as well enter my own banter in. There's some graduation party going on over here. There was a time I would just have no etiquette or tact. I would just walk right up and be like, hi, my name is Steve, and introduce myself. My mom would have to come grab me. And I kind of miss that. It's like, should I still do stuff like that? And it's like, well, no, you probably shouldn't. But sometimes you should. I don't know. Either way, I gotta get out of the way of this car. I'm just trying to find the Blue Trail. I wonder if it's college or high school 2024. Well, I've inadvertently stumbled into someone's graduation party, and I don't think I'm near the Blue Trail. No reason, I guess. Hey, do you know where the Blue Trail is? The Blue Trail? Alright. No, I know it's more this way. It's because it's to go up the mountain there. I'll just head back down there. Alright, sorry. Thanks. Okay. Now I just feel I should add this in. He was cute. And I don't know. He was cute. I'm not used to feeling that way. I've repressed a lot in my life. The past year, I don't know, I was married, I got divorced, because even though I still love her, I don't know how to let her go. I can't reconcile that I'm gay. I don't believe I am, even though I'm attracted to men. That's pretty much, I don't know. There were security guards. I get weird around police and stuff, because I'm just afraid my whole life. It's a whole long story. Well, there's my van again. I just don't know where the damn blue trail is. I know there's a way to get on here around there. I know up there is the white trail. There it is. I would have crashed the party, maybe even now, but I haven't eaten. I'm holding a sandwich. Like, literally all I've eaten today is an Oreo. I kind of took time off from work, and I'm helping my dad, and I'm only working 2 days a week right now at a pizzeria. I was a system network administrator for 15 years, but I got tired of metrics. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. And I had a boss that just, I don't know, it shattered my worldview. I always kind of believed everybody was the hero in their own story, even the villain. Am I going the right way? I mean, they had a blue-ish sign. I hope I'm going the right way. I was hesitant to even say he was cute. I would have said it in front of him, but, like, number one, I don't know how old he is. I mean, if it's a graduation party, I don't know what year. I don't know. I'm just learning these feel like I don't even know. Like, people always looked at me weird my whole life, and I always had like the sexual thing shut off. And basically, I don't know. I could make love. I like Jessica. I mean, there must be some part of me that's straight. I always thought, but I don't know. I was up in Maine, and when I locked eyes with, I never would cheat on Jessica, which is why we got divorced. We still love each other, so I can't let go. And just enjoy being gay or myself or whatever you want to call it. And my whole life, even during my teen years, like, I don't know, puberty was a breeze. I never understood. Like, literally, I don't know. If we're getting candid here, we're already gotten this much. I don't know how much I can say on the YouTube or how much I have to hold back, but, you know, when I was 15, I discovered jerking off, masturbation, whatever you want to call it. And I did that 3 times a day, every day for like 15 years. It's only recently that, like, I stopped, but, like, you would think, oh, somebody who did that, but I read. Like, that was it. Everything had to be, like, a certain scenario. I never, like, looked, I don't know. And then once I, like, realized I was gay, everything kind of made sense. But then I, like, held back again after it hurt my wife. I don't know. I didn't want to leave her. I still love her. It's like I stuck with her. But she's the only person I've ever been with. But I don't know. I don't want to keep saying but. It's hard because I want to say things, but she doesn't want me to say things because I want to respect her, but I feel like I need to share. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. But I'm learning some people want to hear it and some people just want to enjoy their hike, like those couple over there. So, anyway. Alright, I've done something like this before. Look how beautiful this is, by the way. Anyway, even now that we're divorced, I feel like I have to watch what I say. I don't want to hurt her because I love her, and I don't know, like her family, I've known them for 15 years. Like, it's hard. I can't just let go, and I don't want to let go. Like, to me, they're still my family. I married her. I loved her. I married her for a reason. And she's like, well, you're choosing sexual stuff for me, but it's like, for 15 years, I kept waiting. I thought, like, I had to get the perfect apartment, or maybe things weren't just right with, and there is a lot of problems with society, and I learned a lot. And it's not the type of stuff you think. They all interconnect, but that's another video. But not like, I don't know. When in doubt, look up Bernie Sanders. I love that guy. Anyway, that'll sum up right now. And not the bullshit that they write. He doesn't want communism or even full socialism. That's his policies that he introduced in the past. And anyway, I hope I'm going the right way. I remember the last time, I think I could take like the red trail that connects up to blue. This has a blue arrow, so just like, when can I eat my sandwich? And I didn't even really care for this sandwich. I made it. Well, this side my boss made. He was showing me how to make a good sandwich. My side had like leaf. He did it shredded. So I put onion on mine, and it was too much mayo. Half and half. So I think his side is going to be better. But I took off the cheese. I don't like provolone. I don't know what I'm going to do with the cheese. Feed it to some animal bird. I don't know. That can eat cheese. I hope they can. I don't know if birds can eat cheese. So probably some mammal, like a squirrel. Anyway. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna have to put this phone down soon, but basically my whole life, I only saw the inner beauty. That was what I was taught on television, what I was taught, like any feeling, like I don't even know the extent of it. Like, I've gotten a sexual thrill. It was like when I got the receipt, it was like, oh, that's sexual attraction. And I have felt that before with Jessica and Burst, like, because we really... Hi, how are you? Well, when you love someone, everything works, you know, but after 15 years of trying and realizing, now I can't accept it. And I think if I could just accept it, I would enjoy life. But accepting it means I can't be with her, and that's unacceptable to me. And there's a conflict, and it's like, Steve, you already divorced her. Like, it's just tough because every time I see her, I fall in love with her again. And it's like every day is like that. So it's like, and I'm worried. I'll sit here and I'll just finish this thought in the recording, and then I'm going to stop here. I don't know. We had sex, we enjoyed it, but I kept like trying to find the part with what everybody else is talking about, and I still haven't found it. That fire, that, I mean, I had it with Jessica, but it was different. It was like a love, like you finally find your other half. I was so desperate. It's like, what if you're breaking up with her? Like, what if you're just gay because you wanted to break up with her? This is the only reason you could find. But no matter what I do, it's like, Steve, it's like a voice. It's like, if this is literally the only reason you could find to break up with her, is this reason true? And it's like, well, yeah, but that's beside the point. It's like, I'm still searching for anything. It's like, Steve, you're gay. Like, I do obviously feel something for women. I do get a little twinge. Like, I do. I've tried my whole life to sexualize women. Like, I have to try to sexualize people. Like, it's just off by default. And I'm just like, hello. And I don't know. I'm like oblivious to stuff. Important stuff. Like having a football player in your bedroom touching your knees, going, Steven, no. After you told him, hey, come over after school, we'll do the video. My mom will be out, so we'll have the whole place to ourselves. And like, I totally rizzed out, and I felt so giddy and going home. But then, like, there was something in me that felt like, oh, this is wrong, or the devil, I guess, maybe the Christianity. Wasn't supposed to feel anything. I knew I had to use my porn I deleted all the porn off my laptop just in case he saw it, but I kept thinking about porn, sex, porn. I'm like, why do I keep thinking about this when this guy is coming over? I jerked off 3 times. I think if I had jerked off 2, I'd been alright, but by 3, I don't know. And I was like mainly oblivious, but not, I wasn't sure. If he had just pushed a little bit more, maybe I would have really. But there's like something deep in my soul, even before I met her, that like I wanted to meet Jessica and be with her and marry her. And I don't know. It's just so tough. It's just so tough. I can't do it. Like some people are like, yeah, I get it, but that, you know, I'll always be there for her, but you have to accept who. But I can't. I still can't even accept I'm gay, even though like I'm starting to get like looking at pictures. Like I can't even handle the full out porn anymore. Like I back to like I'm just looking at pictures, and now I get it. Before, like even when I started when I was 15, it was pictures of like slime girls or thing. It had to be like wacky scenarios that I could envision. I'm just sharing a lot, aren't I? This is probably more what I thought my first video would be like, not just the short. I feel bad that I still made it about me. I wasn't trying to. I realized right after I said it. Anyway, I don't know if anybody will watch this. I'm recording it for upload later, which I did a lot. I have a ton of videos over the past year on this journey. Going to Yosemite, getting into wacky stuff. A lot of it's audio. I don't know. I'm thinking of putting it together. I've always wanted to, and it might be good. It's like therapy. I don't know. My therapist just lets me talk. I need more than that, but he's helping bit by bit. It's just, I'm different. I have a lot. It's hard to explain. But yet I know I'm not unique. It's in everybody else too. It's just I was born dead. I'm just oblivious to obvious stuff, and I don't know. I'm trying desperately to turn the sex stuff on, but I don't want to sexualize everything around me. But then when it does, it starts to feel like the other night, like it wasn't just a flash of it just like kept going. I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm not even used to that, and I'm 34. Like I'm just not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just starting to get it. Everybody's like, he doesn't get it. I thought they were talking about the gay thing. Like, I don't know. All I know is I'm like super gay. But like, I really love my wife. And people say that shouldn't matter. And I'm like, you're right. So I live without any, like I still jerked off to scenarios. I did my thing. I tried to work hard, but everything felt off. And when I realized this could be it, at first I thought it was just maybe bi. So I kept thinking that. But then when I'm like, the more I let it go, it's like guys just kept getting better and better and better and better. And I'm like, oh boy. Like, oh boy. Like suddenly me dancing around to Annie in a dress, growing up. It's like maybe there's something there, which I know is not. I mean, I was diagnosed. Mom said I had gender identity issues. I guess I did have some, but there's a whole list of. I think I like being a guy, but I just want to be more feminine and have that be okay. I'm worried about how my actions will hurt others all the time, to the point that I'm always analyzing, because I was always taught everything's your fault when you have ADHD or Asperger's, which I got later diagnosed. It's like, if something feels awkward, it's probably something you did. And just my brain has gotten to a point where I can't even think anymore. All my memories, I used to have everything organized. Like I could remember everything. TV shows tell you line for line about an episode. Like nothing's working right. People tell me, get off the weed, son. And they're right to an extent, but it's not that. It's not that, because even without that, even when I abstain, it's still. I mean, you just heard my whole explanation there. That was not. That's just what's going through my head constantly. I mean, I basically went to Maine, realized I was gay, and while it was still fresh in my head, I called my mother, I cried. I told her, no, this is it. It is. It's just, I'm like, there might be something there for women, but I'm telling you, for guys, I never understood it, and it's there, but think about it. But once I was back with Jessica, and things started with their old pattern, but I told her that in first night. But I just didn't want. Once I realized that's it, I'm like, if that's it, like, I need to find out. Like, I kept saying for years, like, maybe I should try dating someone just, but it's like, well, aren't we soulmates? And it's like, yeah, we are. Like, I know you are. Like, if you just, I don't know. My doctor said I made a breakthrough the other night. I was going to the theater, and I'm like, what if you fall in love with her? And I'm like, Steve, you're going to fall in love with her again anyway. You always fall in love with her every time you see her. Every time you walk through the door home from work, or she came home at night and you saw her smiling face or sad face when she had a rough day and you hugged her, like, you just, like, all you want to do is love her and protect her always, and just... I married her. And I can't believe... For what? But then I'm realizing, like, we're starting to somewhat come together financially. Not even, it's a long story there, but, like, it's just, there was a bigger issue, and no matter what I did, it wasn't going to make that issue better, and I just can't accept it, and I don't think I ever could, even before I met Jessica, even growing up, I just never could accept it. Because I think any sexual feelings were repressed, including, I just shut everything off. And when I turn it on, then it's for guys. But think about that. Like, I don't know what you guys went through the first time you started noticing how attractive people are, but that's where I'm at. I was at a concert with my brother the other night, and I'm like, oh, I think I get something. I literally looked at him and I go, there's a lot of attractive people out there. How do people deal with that when you can't shut it off or can't? And now it's just like, the more I let it in, then it, like, I don't know, people tell me to let go, but I don't want to let go. This is very beautiful, but I don't recognize this at all. It still says blue. I don't think I've come this way before, though. Anyway, I self-sabotage. Every time I come to a realization involving sex, I tune out. Anyway, I'm still trying to keep this to a YouTube. I don't know. I just wanted to share. I always share. But then it's like I can't share when somebody's coming up behind me, but it's like they're only getting a snippet, not the video. They didn't choose to click this. Then again, I don't know if I'm putting a caption up or anything, so people just see one video and then see this 22-minute video of me just going into... I really should tag this one adult. I'm going to tag this one adult because I am talking about sex and, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I talked about it yet. Well, I did talk about, but I was 15. I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to upload this, and it is what it is, and people share it and say what they want to say. And hi, I'm Stephen Prue, and I don't know if I completely destroyed my life or started living it, but then destroyed that because you wouldn't let go, which the tarot cards told you that. Or, I don't know. All I know is, like, stuff when, like, you're supposed to be a certain age, you get this stuff. Like, I never was that, so what would make now any different? But it's like I thought I understood things, but then, like, it's overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. I don't really have anyone to talk to, so I go on a hike, and I share things and upload a video, I guess. I'm making progress in 22 minutes. I think I had taken a shortcut and got up this way before, and this is where I got on. Anyway, Connecticut is beautiful. But, where Texas is now, that's where we were 10 years ago. Same wages, same everything. We complained. You guys were like, hey, move to a cheaper area. But now your rents are the same that ours were. And your pay and minimum wage is the same. Oh, got to be careful there. If I wasn't paying attention, I could walk right off a cliff. Always be safe. That's the thing. Anyway. This is beautiful. I'll just take a moment. I couldn't find the right words, but maybe this could just talk. I'm very blunt with things, and I'm trying to think how I could disclaim it, because I should put some disclaimer. Because if some 4-year-old likes cars, and the algorithm's like, oh, here's some cars, like that's just. I really should just say hashtag cars plus my life contains awkward teen moments. Watch with discretion. Maybe we'll do something like that. Awkward teen moments and a relationship change that I'm coming to terms with. Alright, well, I better end this video now and just upload it. And this is just magical, though. I want you guys to, follow me. I meant follow me on my journey. But you know what? That looks like the perfect spot to eat my sandwich. Jessica loves Lord of the Rings. And see, I can't stop talking about her or thinking about her. How am I supposed to, be gay? Alright, there is a bug in my shirt, and it's really bothering me. I don't know, I'm like, do I go into my childhood about, how when I was 3, I got shunned in the neighborhood? Mostly for one incident, but also just for having ADHD in general, because it wasn't known. I had to watch a third birthday party from my house 2 doors down, and they all put their hands in cement so they'd be there forever, which it's not there anymore, and they said that I couldn't come, and they were shouting from across, but yet they would let me over other times. And I mean, before you feel like, well, that's shocking, you should know that this is after. But then again, the rest of the neighborhood, some of them didn't hear the story, and some of them, look, I didn't know. Even then, I was questioning myself, and I was like, I think I like boys. So there was this boy, we were peeing against a tree. I mean, I just kind of asked him. I was 3. He was 2.5, 3. We were very close in age. I was maybe 3.5. We were within a year apart, 3, around there. And I can't believe I'm sharing this story. But, I'm trying to be fair. I said, let's pee against the tree. Then when he was peeing, I asked if I could touch it. And he thought for a minute. And at first he was like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then we went back to pee it against the tree. And then he was like, okay, if you want to. So then I touched it. He was like, what do you think? And I was like, I think I like that. And then I went back inside, but then I started to feel guilty, and I went back out. I was like, listen, maybe, because I knew who his mom was, and I was like, I don't know if what we did was wrong or not, but maybe we don't tell your mom. And that's where I should have stopped. I should have just left it alone before, just went home, and that would have been that. But I didn't want that. His mom, always gave me the stink eye. And then, of course, he told his mom, and his mom's, comes over to my house, and it's like, what are your son's intentions with my son? And my mom's like, he's 3. And he's like, what thing? And ever since then, but yet she would offer, to watch me, but, I don't know. One time I had to go walk around a track for, 2 miles, because, I mean, she was supposed to change me. I couldn't wipe myself. I mean, she did offer, but it was, a very half-assed offer, part of the French, and I ended up having to walk around this track for an hour and a half with poop on my finger, but, because I reached down to check if it was okay, and I got poop on my finger. It was not okay. And, she would come over. I think her husband did drugs. I've seen movies with, heroin. He looked like that guy. He looks like the Hall & Oates guy, the one with the mustache. But, they'd go in a room for a few minutes, and, but it wasn't, weed. I remember, specifically, I recognized the armband thing in a movie with, the rubber band thing when someone did it. And I was like, I remember that from the bedroom. And, they were always, I don't know. So it's sometimes the mom was like, get out of my house. And then other times she was like, here, come over. And it's she'd fucking play games with me. One time she yelled at me while I was outside playing on the sidewalk in front of my house and the next door neighbor that was in between our houses. And I'm on the sidewalk. And she was like, you need to go back inside. This is not your property. You need to stay on your own property. I was 3.5 at this point, maybe 4. And I go, well, this is public. I go, this is for everyone. And she goes, no, it's not. You don't understand. This is in front of my house. I moved over in front of here. And I'm like, well, now I'm not in between there. And she's like, well, you better be careful. I'm not going to call the cops. You better get back inside. Now, it was about to rain, but I didn't care. I stayed out there anyway. And at this point, I didn't even want to be outside. It started to rain. But I just stood there in the rain because I knew it was in between and on the sidewalk. And I wanted to make a point. I stayed out there for about 45 minutes until it was like really pouring. And then finally I ran it. She kept saying, go inside, please. And then I finally went inside. But her name was Margaret. I don't know. She just hated me. Everything in my life is awkward. But ever since then, then I've been trying to like girls and find what I like girls. I kissed my first girl at age 4 under these, steps. I don't know. Yeah, that was Alexandria, because Katie and I didn't do that. We had a real love. I shouldn't have. I used to keep the swings tidy, and I would save them for Katie every day. Then one day Alexandria came up and she wanted to use it, and I always was like, no. And I was kind of at angerish. I'd be like, no. I'd get aggressive because it's like, I promise this, you should understand. This is for Katie. But that particular day, she was like, come on. And then she looked pretty, but I knew that I didn't fall under her spell, but I'm like, well, this is a part of the narrative where somebody would fall under her spell, because if I like girls, she's wearing the tutu or whatever and flashing her eyes. I should, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not like that though. I've learned that that's bad. I'm maybe 4 or 5 at this point. And I go, look, I promise this to Katie. This is, and she goes, it's not fair that every day, even when she's not on it, you have to block off the swings and nobody else can use it until Katie uses it and is done. That's not fair. And I was like, you're right, it's not fair. So she said, let me on the swing. So I did. Then she wanted me to push her. That was probably a little bit too far. And I did a few times, and I was like, now get off. I knew Katie would be coming, and I was like, please, just get off now. And then Alexandria was like, it's fine. She's not even here yet. And then I'm like, I wanted her off, and I tried everything, and I couldn't get her off. And then finally, Katie came behind me, and I just hear, Steven, how could you? And it was at that moment, Katie saw that someone else was on the swing, and I said, Katie, wait. And she ran off. And after that, I tried to explain exactly what happened just like that. I even, right after she left, I was like, I need to make it right. And I knocked Alexandria off the swing set, pushed her ass off. So it was very rude to her. And I just see her, we'd hug it, because Katie and I don't remember. It's I don't know, it was before or after. I did go over her house, but it wasn't hanging out with other people. She's just stuck up. I don't know, but I still love everybody. I still try. But anyway, see, I'm getting my times confused up. But either way, I brushed off the seat real nice. I tried to get Katie to come back, but she wouldn't. And we hung out a few times after that, but it was never the same. And when it was somewhat the same, we would hang out, but it was just never... It betrayed the trust, and I vowed I would never do that to someone else again, and I tried not to. The moment I realized I think I'm gay, I don't think it's bisexual, I think I'm gay, I told Jessica, as soon as I got home, within hours, and it devastated us, but I'm like, I don't know. And there's a part of me that wants to be gay and happy, but then it's what if you do like girls and want to hook up once in a while? But it's only parts, and it only seems... even when I turned it up, I didn't understand porn. I'm suddenly the guys popped out, but the girls were still the same, and it bothered me because I thought, well, now that I let the sex open, I think I'm bisexual, so the girls should pop out the same, and they didn't, and it's frustrating. I'm really just confused. Anyway, yeah, I better label this, mature content at least. Well, I guess it's good that I recorded this separate and I can upload it later. Anyway, this is where I'm going to munch and have snack. So, nice to meet y'all. Oh, I also took Irish step dance lessons from 8 until 11 or 12. And there was a state championship here where people were coming from all over, down from Boston, down to Warsaw Park. It's like these national championships, and then the 8 to 12 or 8 demographic, like where my age range was, I got the bronze, which I know you say, well, that's third place, but most people just got ribbons that placed them like as a runner up. Or you got to remember, I was against hundreds of other kids. There were thousands of kids there, but in my age group, there was maybe 50 to 100 or more, and I came in third out of that many people. Like, that's pretty fucking awesome. I don't remember many moves anymore, but I was really dedicated. But my mom really was the one that wanted me to do it. And I just wanted to stay home Saturday and play with Kevin, because every other day during the week, I usually had some form of therapy. Usually at that time it was Dr. Plocky. But yeah, I've been to therapy. We were poor growing up. I was on Husky, and I had all these Yale doctors. But from being poor at Yale in the 90s and having ADHD, like, I had a different doctor every 3 weeks, because they were student doctors that would use me for training, and then they would move on. So I constantly, every 3 weeks, would start over with the same questions again. You start noticing patterns. I'd ask you questions. Why do you ask this thing? What are you looking for? That type of thing. And you learn gradually. Sorry, I'm doing a recording. So, anyway, yeah. My therapist says to live in the moment, so I think that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to end it here. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff. I was a study of stuff. I've had books written about me, or at least made the subject of in some chapters as they were studying. And yeah, and thanks, there's a whole like saga. I wish I got my records. I don't even know if it was all of them, but Dr. Angoff had some. They called me, and then I didn't get them in time because they were switching over from paper to electric. But they should have all been digitized, and I don't think anything got digitized, because most of the hospitals bought up the system, bought up the private doctors, and said, we'll switch your stuff over so you don't have to buy a computer system. I was getting HIPAA compliance at this time, and basically, like, it's a bunch of bullshit, because the hospitals basically just put in, like, the tab dates of, like, names, what date you were there, that's it. So pretty much, I think everybody in America's records are gone prior to, like, when they were paper. They're all gone. I hope there's still something. I'm kind of devastated by that. I know Dr. Plocky wrote some book or thesis or something, and I was the main focus of it, or one of the main focuses. I know I was unique enough, but I mean, I found, well, toenails in his chair, but then again, I'm biting my nails everywhere, so that's the most I could find. It just was so frustrating. It gets so angry, because he never would stop. He never would get angry or break, like Mr. Rogers level, except Mr. Rogers was genuinely zen, and he was like, well, maybe that's something we should talk about. But that he never would, like, stay on the subject or talk about it. He always would, like, lead you on, like, let's talk through your feelings, but then, like, you could never actually talk through. He would immediately change the subject. I don't know if that's a study, or, like, it just was very frustrating working with it. I do remember that. I feel like there were times we did talk. Like, all my memories are scrambled, but I used to remember, like, everything. And, like, I know a lot of the times I was usually tearing apart his office and upset rage, but I don't really do that anymore, thank God. I haven't gotten angry in years like that. I usually can compose myself in the right setting now. Like, I'm just, back then, the idea, I mean, he told me I could. Like, he's like, let it out. I mean, it's a whole long story. But anyway. All right. Well, 40 minutes seems good enough. I've shared a lot. There's a story about the grill, like this play grill that I got, and all the kids in the neighborhood that shunned me got to play with it before I did when I got home. But it made cool barbecue smell, and I'm the one that got to keep it, and all the kids wanted to play with me again, so that was fun. Mom got that me for my kindergarten graduation. Anyway, all right. I'll talk to you all later. I hope this gets uploaded. Bye.